And as if Nottingham criminal cartel haven't had enough bad news. Nottingham scandal, a police matter. Nottingham Council is looking to call in the police to investigate its own housing service following a damning audit commission report into the way social tenancies were handed out. Council leader, you can see in the picture, John Collins, said the alleged behaviour of some staff is in its housing department between 2003 and 2005 was at the very least a serious breach of trust. At worst it was possibly criminal. The Commission's report, published yesterday after 3 years research, says some council homes had been allocated to people linked with officers. In one case, staff allocated a property to an employee they line managed ahead of a significant number of other more needy applicants, the report states. The people of Nottingham have been let down by the council's housing services yet again. Alison Riggs, senior manager at the Audit Commission. In some cases, properties allocated outside the normal waiting list system were given high-cost repairs before later being sold at a discount under the right to buy. In other words, Nottingham criminal cartel is corrupt at everything they do. And this man here, he's responsible. Macron. European countries will be punished financially if they do not accept migrants. Now, hold on a minute. When did he become the dictator of Europe? When's he the one that comes out and says this? Oh, because he's speaking for the dictators, because he's a puppet for the Rothschilds, of course. French President Emmanuel Macron claimed that European countries would not be allowed to pick and choose at only policies that they like, but rather must share the burden of mass immigration, of mass invasion, that should be, because that's what it is. And that's why George Soros is funding it to the tune of $500 million. It's there for you. Ignore it at your peril. We must foil the EU mafia plot to shackle Britain's tax system after Brexit. As you can see, there is no Brexit. And even though we may get a piece of paper that says we've now left Europe, we'll be so integrated with the tax system, the financial system, the army, the navy, there is no leaving Europe unless we, the people, take this country back, lock up the corrupt politicians and the corrupt royals. Theresa May's secretive plan to replace the NHS in England with private US healthcare system Kaiser Permanente. Update, we now have no less than Professor Stephen Hawking expressing public concerns about the threat to the NHS by Kaiser blah. Kaiser blah in a private healthcare organisation based in California, but unlike many other private healthcare companies in the US, Kaiser provides a complete model of integrated prepaid insurance and along with healthcare which is supposedly provided free at the point of need. So, privatising the NHS, there it is. And that was reported in one of the main newspapers. But is anyone going to pay attention, or are they just going to allow these treasonous bastards to carry on and sell off everything? Abuse inquiry told boy was jailed for sex with men. A care home abuse survivor jailed as a teenager for having sex with men has told an inquiry the authorities meant to care for him destroyed his life. The man, known as P16, said he was jailed as a boy after performing sex acts on older men for money. The CPS called his prosecution shocking. Another care resident said he was made to join masturbation competitions. The independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, ICSIS, hearing into care in Nottinghamshire ended on Friday. But we ain't forgetting Nottingham criminal cartel and all you lot on the executive branch. Your days are numbered. You know it, we know it. May's Brexit disaster. unreported by UK press. What? You mean the press? The UK press has not reported something that is quite important? Well, you could have knocked me down with a feather. Britain blocked from $1.7 trillion in WTO projects. Theresa May, not owing to the hard Brexiters in her party, may have just cost the UK 1.7 trillion of access to international projects for after Brexit. The US, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, Ukraine, Israel and Moldova have all blocked Britain's post-Brexit entry into the World Trade Organization's government procurement agreement, a market worth 1.7 trillion. And while the first 6 big players on the list may eventually, after perhaps years of hard negotiations, give in with separate trade deals, with the last one, the small country of Moldova, it's unlikely, because it's personal. This is because Theresa May, in an effort to look tough on immigration, made the implicable and utterly disastrous decision last year to deny visas to a Moldovan government delegation who wanted to visit the UK on a trade mission. The incompetency is just ridiculous, isn't it? Grinning Trump encourages lock him up chant against George Soros. And well, yes, I agree, George Soros should be locked up for the rest of his life, along with the politicians. UK facing longest fall in living standards in 60 years, finds think tank. The UK is on course for the longest period of falling living standards since records began, according to a leading think tank. The Resolution Foundation said data released in the budget showed British families are suffering the biggest squeeze in their finances since the 1950s. It explained in a report published this morning that the UK economy will be 42 billion smaller in 2022 than we thought it would be in March, after official data indicated dismal growth forecasts in coming years. So the financial crash is here, and they're trying to drag us back to the Stone Age. That's what they're trying to do. We need to lock them all up. US tabloid claims Prince Charles is gay, splashes photo of scandalous kiss. Well, of course, if not gay, he's bi, because I've heard about him doing his butlers and things like that. So, if not gay, bi, but let's not forget, he was raped as a kid by Mountbatten. The May 19th edition of Global magazine had a cover saying Charles caught kissing boy toy, that he had been disowned by William and Kate, and that his wife Camilla is demanding divorce. What's the truth? Well, she won't be demanding a divorce because she knows exactly what he is. Financial crisis has begun. Italy's budget chaos risks second credit crunch, experts warn. So before the crash has even happened, they've already got someone to blame, and this time it's Italy's apparently. The risk of another financial crisis has escalated in the wake of Italy's high debt budget proposal, which may drive interest rates higher and escalate the dilemma further, a former leading official has warned. Italy's populist coalition government sparked outrage in the European Union after proposing a budget deficit of 2.4%, a figure almost 3 times the previous administration's target. The EU subsequently rejected the proposal and ordered Italy to amend it within 3 weeks or face possible sanctions for breaching Eurozone rules. It's a dictatorship, we need to be out of it. Now, this was reported on Natural News. FBI Director Christopher Wray is lying to Americans about the fake pipe bombs. Yes, they were hoax devices. Of course they were. I said this right from the word go. FBI Director Chris Wary may be just as dishonest as former FBI Director James Comey. Suddenly, Ray is trying to convince the world that the hoax pipe bombs props, which were mailed to Democrats, are really somehow IEDs, improved explosive devices. In truth, real mail bombs don't contain timers, for the simple reason that such devices are intended to be detonated by the physical act of a recipient opening the package, not based on a specific time, since nobody knows exactly when someone will receive a package sent through the US Postal Service. Well, it's good that others are cottoning on to the fact scandal that it is. Fake scandal at that. Now expect this in your county soon. Northamptonshire County Council approves cuts to winter gritting service. Now you just think about that. When the roads don't get gritted when it snows. It happened last year when Nottingham Criminal Cartel didn't grit for a couple of nights, and it did cause chaos. Exactly as planned. That's what they got planned, because they can bring in their new world order out of the chaos. Every council should be destroyed. Everyone that is on the executive branch and of high up positions should be in prison. Threatened with arrest by Theresa May. His crime? He fought against ISIS. Theresa May says he is a terrorist because he fought against ISIS. Well, of course, are backed by the British and American governments. So this man's a hero, but according to Theresa May, he's a terrorist. How much in your face do you want it that the government are a bunch of terrorists? All of them. Star. Corey Xmas bloodbath. Great. Must make sure I don't watch that then. Hoddle fighting for his life. Come on, Glenn. Stars pray for Legend 61 after birthday collapse. The Observer. Revealed how universal credit is fueling UK's homeless crisis. Welfare changes leave system in chaos. Chancellor under pressure to change tact. Of course, they won't, because it's part of the depopulation plan, and they're starting with the lowest, poorest men, women and children. Bump them off first, then we can work our way up to the next lot. Our justice system can't cope, warns CPS. The fail. How are you making Green. It was only banter. Top shop tycoon breaks silence over allegations of sexist and racist bullying. He brazenly dismisses claims as zero and says his life is now a horror story. And Glenn 61st again in Glen Hoddle. The anything but independent, as you can see. 1 million back our petition for a final say on Brexit. Well, 17.4 million voted to leave. That out-trumps you. Express. The Great British Bake Off. Oh my God, there's just nothing. Brexit budget to unite Britain. Chancellor's plan will supercharge economy and bring divided country back together. Not a chance. Not a chance. That would be the last thing these evil bastards want. Leicester City owner feared dead in helicopter fireball. The tell lie graph. Budget to get UK's broadband up to speed. Boost for rural households and extra cash for defence as Hammond tells Telegraph. Web giants will face tax ultimatum. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Ministers plan swift action on Green scandal gagging order. Fake video technology given UK funds erodes democracy. Really? You mean we've got any left? White supremacist gunman in US synagogue massacre. Now, I've heard about it, I've not looked into it yet, so we'll see what that's all about. Might be, the sounds might be a real one, I don't know. Mirror. 11 million kids at risk from meningitis B. Harry, real heroes ask for help. Prem Stadium horror, fireball. Leicester City owner's helicopter crashes as it takes off from pitch. He could have been bumped off. It's possible. The People. Megas Invictus Parade, yeah. Copter horror at Prem Ground. Special investigation. Kids buy knives on Facebook and get them sent to schools. The Times. Royal split, a new future for the Royal Princess. Yeah. Hundreds Great British Hotel. Slaughter at synagogue. All Jews must die, shout white supremacists in US shooting spree. Now, if he'd been shouting all Zionists must die and shooting Zionists, that would be more acceptable. Leicester City fireball as boss's helicopter crashes. Up to 80 ISIS brides stream back to UK.
Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.